Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk about something that affects many people: being in a relationship with someone who doesn't truly value you. Love should be built on mutual respect, appreciation, and care, but too often we find ourselves holding on to people who treat us as an option instead of a priority. So, how do you know when a man doesn't value you? Here are 4 key behaviors that serve as red flags in any meaningful relationship. Making time for each other is a fundamental way to show love and respect. A man who values you will find ways to include you in his life, no matter how busy he may be. Whether it's a quick phone call, a thoughtful text message, or planning a date night, he will put in the effort to ensure you feel seen and appreciated. When someone truly cares, they don't make excuses, they make time. On the other hand, if a man constantly cancels plans or only reaches out when it's convenient for him, that's a sign he doesn't see you as a priority. A person who values you will never treat you as an afterthought. If he frequently forgets important dates such as anniversaries or your birthday, it shows a lack of effort and emotional investment. This behavior isn't just forgetfulness, it's a reflection of how little he prioritizes your happiness. A key indicator of someone who doesn't value you is their pattern of broken promises. If he frequently says he will do something but never follows through, it means his words hold no weight. Actions always speak louder than words, and a man who genuinely cares will ensure that his actions align with what he tells you. A relationship should not be filled with empty promises and unmet expectations. Another sign is that he only reaches out when he needs something. If he calls or texts you only when he wants support, favors or validation, but disappears when you need him, that's a clear red flag. A man who truly prioritizes you will check in with you regularly, not just when it benefits him. Relationships should be built on mutual effort, not one-sided convenience. You may also notice that he places other people and activities ahead of you without a second thought. While it's normal for partners to have separate lives and responsibilities, a man who values you will find a balance between his personal interests and his relationship. If he always chooses his friends, work, or hobbies over you and never makes time for quality moments together, he's showing you where you stand in his life. Communication is another crucial aspect of prioritization. If he takes hours or even days to respond to your messages, but is always active on social media, it's a sign that he is not prioritizing you. When a man values you, he won't leave you waiting for attention or answers. Even during busy times, he will find small ways to let you know you matter to him. Ultimately, being a priority means being considered, respected, and included in someone's life. If a man truly values you, he will make sure you feel important, not like an option. When someone cares, they make the effort. When they don't, they make excuses. Respect is the foundation of any healthy relationship, and one of the biggest signs that a man doesn't value you is when he disregards your emotions. When you express how you feel, whether it's about something that hurt you, something you need from the relationship, or something that's been on your mind, he should listen with care. A man who values you will acknowledge your feelings and work toward understanding them, even if he doesn't fully agree. But when a man constantly dismisses or downplays what you feel, he is showing a clear lack of respect. One of the most painful things in a relationship is feeling unheard. If he frequently interrupts you, rolls his eyes, or sighs in frustration when you try to open up, these are clear signs that he doesn't take your emotions seriously. A loving partner makes space for your feelings even when conversations are difficult, but a man who doesn't value you will make you feel like your concerns are an inconvenience to him. Another way a man might disrespect your feelings is by gaslighting you, making you question your own emotions and experiences. If he tells you that you're too sensitive, overreacting, or making a big deal out of nothing, he's minimizing your reality. This can make you doubt yourself and feel as though your emotions aren't valid. In a healthy relationship, both partners should feel safe expressing their emotions without fear of being judged or belittled. A man who doesn't value you may also use your emotions against you. If he mocks you for crying, calls you dramatic, or makes jokes at your expense when you're upset, he is not respecting you. Emotional vulnerability should be met with support, not ridicule. A caring partner will comfort you when you're struggling, not make you feel worse. If he consistently reacts with sarcasm or cruelty when you're expressing yourself, that's a clear indication that he doesn't truly care about your well-being. Ignoring your emotions is another form of disrespect. If you tell him that something is bothering you and he refuses to acknowledge it or changes the subject, he is intentionally avoiding emotional responsibility. A man who values you will try to resolve issues and understand your perspective, not sweep things under the rug. Avoidance and indifference are just as harmful as outright cruelty, because they send the message that your feelings don't matter. Some men also disrespect their partner's emotions by refusing to take accountability for their actions. If he hurts you but refuses to apologize, or worse, blames you for reacting, this is a major red flag. A man who values you will take responsibility when he makes mistakes and will make an effort to do better. But if he refuses to acknowledge his role in your hurt, he is prioritizing his own ego over your emotional well-being. In a relationship, feeling emotionally safe is just as important as physical safety. If a man constantly disregards your feelings, makes you doubt yourself, or refuses to listen when you need support, he is not valuing you. Being with someone who respects and honors your emotions is essential for a fulfilling and healthy relationship. When a man truly values you, he will make an effort to be present in your life. This means keeping his commitments, showing up when he says he will, and making sure you feel important. If he constantly cancels plans or forgets important dates, it's a clear sign that he doesn't see you as a priority. A man who values you will not make a habit of disappointing you, because he understands that reliability is a key part of any strong relationship. Frequent cancellations can make you feel unimportant, as if your time and feelings don't matter. If he's always backing out at the last minute with excuses like something came up or I got busy, you have to ask yourself if he's really too busy or if he just doesn't care enough to follow through. Life can be unpredictable and emergencies happen, but when canceling plans becomes a pattern rather than an exception, it shows a lack of respect for your time and effort. Forgetting important dates, such as birthdays, anniversaries, or special moments you've shared, is another sign that he doesn't prioritize you. A man who values you will make an effort to remember and celebrate the milestones in your relationship. He doesn't have to plan extravagant surprises, but he should at least acknowledge the occasion and make you feel special. If he consistently forgets these moments, it shows that he's not emotionally invested in your happiness. One of the most frustrating aspects of dealing with someone who cancels plans frequently is the emotional roller coaster it creates. You may find yourself getting excited for a date or an event, only to be let down at the last minute. Over time, this kind of disappointment can wear on you, making you feel like your needs are always secondary to his. If he truly cared about your feelings, he would understand how much it hurts to be repeatedly let down and would make a greater effort to be reliable. Another red flag is when he only makes plans when it's convenient for him. If he cancels on you but somehow finds time for his friends, hobbies, or work commitments, then his priorities are clear. A man who values you will balance his life to include you, not treat you as an option. When someone consistently cancels on you but seems to be available for everything else, it's time to recognize that you're not a priority in his life. A man who repeatedly cancels or forgets important moments also shows a lack of consideration for the effort you put into planning. Maybe you took time off work, made reservations, or even dressed up, only for him to back out without a second thought. When someone values you, they appreciate the energy and thought you invest in them. If he continuously disregards this effort, he is showing you that he doesn't fully respect or appreciate what you bring to the relationship. Being in a relationship with someone who constantly cancels or forgets special occasions can leave you feeling unimportant and undervalued. You deserve someone who honors their commitments, remembers the moments that matter to you, and makes an effort to show up both physically and emotionally. If a man can't do that, it's a clear indication that he is not prioritizing you the way you deserve to be. Dismissing your feelings is a sign of deep disrespect because it sends the message that your emotions, thoughts, and concerns are not valid. In a healthy relationship, both partners should feel safe expressing how they feel without fear of being ignored, ridiculed, or made to feel like they are overreacting. When a man repeatedly disregards your emotions, he is not only showing a lack of care but also making it clear that he does not prioritize your emotional well-being. One of the most frustrating ways a man can dismiss your feelings is by telling you that you are too sensitive or overreacting. This kind of response minimizes your emotions and makes you feel as if you are wrong for expressing yourself. Instead of acknowledging your perspective, he shifts the blame onto you, making you feel guilty for simply having feelings. This behavior is manipulative because it forces you to question your own emotions rather than addressing the issue at hand. Another common way a man dismisses your feelings is by ignoring you when you try to communicate. If he changes the subject, refuses to acknowledge what you're saying, or simply walks away from the conversation, he is sending the message that your emotions are not worth his time. Healthy relationships require open and honest communication, and when a partner consistently shuts you down, it creates emotional distance and frustration. Sometimes, dismissing your feelings can take the form of sarcasm or jokes at your expense. If you bring up something that bothers you, and he responds with a laugh, a smirk, a submissive comment like, "You're being dramatic," he is not respecting your emotions. This type of reaction can make you feel embarrassed or even ashamed for opening up. A man who values you will take your concerns seriously, even if he doesn't fully understand them. A major red flag is when a man not only dismisses your emotions but also invalidates your experiences. If you tell him that something he did hurt you, and he responds with, "That never happened," or you're imagining things, he is gaslighting you. Gaslighting is a form of emotional manipulation that makes you doubt your own feelings and perceptions. This behavior is extremely toxic and can cause long-term emotional damage, making you feel confused and powerless. Over time, constant dismissal of your feelings can lead to emotional exhaustion. When your emotions are consistently brushed aside, you may begin to withdraw and stop expressing yourself altogether. You might feel like there is no point in speaking up because you already know he won't listen. This can create a toxic dynamic where one person's needs are constantly overlooked, leading to resentment and a lack of emotional intimacy. In a respectful and loving relationship, your feelings should always be acknowledged and valued. Even if your partner doesn't agree with your perspective, he should still listen, validate your emotions, and work toward a solution. If a man continually dismisses how you feel, he is showing you that he does not respect or prioritize your emotional well-being. A man who values you will listen and try to understand your emotions because he genuinely cares about your well-being. In a healthy relationship, communication is not just about talking, it's about truly hearing and understanding each other. When a man values you, he will make an effort to be present during conversations, show empathy, and validate your feelings. He won't dismiss your emotions or make you feel like a burden for expressing yourself. Instead, he will provide a safe space for you to open up without fear of judgment or rejection. Listening is more than just hearing words, it's about understanding the emotions behind them. A man who values you will not only pay attention to what you're saying, but will also try to grasp how you're feeling. He will notice the tone of your voice, your body language, and the emotions behind your words. If something is bothering you, he won't brush it off or change the subject. Instead, he will ask questions and seek to understand what's really going on. Empathy is a key quality of a man who truly values you. He won't just listen to your problems, he will try to put himself in your shoes. Even if he doesn't fully relate to what you're going through, he will respect your emotions and offer comfort and support. A man who values you will not try to fix your feelings or tell you how you should feel. Instead, he will acknowledge your emotions and be there for you in whatever way you need. When a man values you, he will also remember the things that matter to you. If you've shared your fears, dreams, or insecurities with him, he won't forget them. He will be mindful of the things that upset you and make an effort to avoid hurting you. He will also remember the things that make you happy and use that knowledge to strengthen the relationship. His attentiveness to your emotions will show in the little things, whether it's a thoughtful text, a comforting hug, or simply asking how your day was. Another way a man shows that he values you is by giving you his full attention when you're speaking. He won't be distracted by his phone, looking around the room, or waiting for his turn to talk. Instead, he will focus on you, maintaining eye contact and responding thoughtfully. Active listening is a sign of respect, and a man who values you will show that respect by being fully present in conversations. A man who genuinely cares about you will also be patient when you're expressing difficult emotions. He won't get frustrated or tell you to just get over it. Instead, he will understand that emotions are complex and that sometimes you just need to be heard. He will allow you to express yourself freely without rushing you or making you feel like you're being too emotional. His patience and understanding will help build a deeper emotional connection between you. When a man truly values you, he will always make an effort to understand your emotions, even when it's not easy. He will listen, empathize, and support you because your happiness and well-being matter to him. In a loving relationship, both partners should feel seen, heard, and understood. If a man is willing to do this for you, it's a clear sign that he values and respects you. Relationships require effort from both sides because they are built on mutual love, respect, and commitment. A healthy relationship is not one-sided, it requires both partners to actively contribute to its growth and stability. When only one person is making all the effort while the other takes them for granted, it creates an imbalance that can lead to resentment and emotional exhaustion. True partnership means that both individuals are willing to invest time, energy, and care into making the relationship work. Effort in a relationship comes in many forms, from open communication to acts of love and support. It means showing appreciation, being attentive to each other's needs, and making compromises when necessary. If only one person is constantly putting in effort, whether by planning dates, resolving conflicts, or expressing love, it can leave them feeling unappreciated and undervalued. A relationship thrives when both partners are equally committed to maintaining emotional connection and happiness. Consistency is another key aspect of effort in a relationship. It's not enough to put in effort only at the beginning of the relationship or during difficult times. True love requires continuous nurturing. A man who values you will not only make an effort to win you over, but will also work to keep the relationship strong. If someone stops trying once they feel comfortable, it shows they are taking the relationship for granted rather than valuing it as something that needs to be maintained. Effort also means showing up emotionally. Being present in a relationship is not just about physical presence, it's about listening, understanding, and being there for each other during both good and bad times. A partner who values you will check in on your feelings, support your goals, and make you feel safe and loved. When someone doesn't put in emotional effort, they create distance, making the relationship feel one-sided and unfulfilling. Compromise is another essential part of mutual effort. Both partners have different needs, desires, and ways of expressing love, and a successful relationship requires finding a balance between them. If one person is always the one compromising while the other refuses to adjust, it creates an unfair dynamic. A man who values you will be willing to meet you halfway, make sacrifices when necessary, and respect your boundaries, just as you do for him. Effort is also reflected in actions, not just words. Saying I love you or making promises means little if there is no follow-through. Genuine effort is shown through actions, whether it's remembering small details about your life, supporting you in difficult times, or making time for you despite a busy schedule. If a man is not showing effort through his actions, then his words become empty. At the core of any successful relationship is the willingness of both partners to contribute equally. When both people are invested in making the relationship work, it creates a strong foundation of trust, respect, and love. A relationship where only one person is making all the effort is not sustainable. True love is a partnership, and when two people are willing to work together, they build something that is fulfilling, lasting, and truly valuable. If he only takes and never gives, he's not truly invested in the relationship, because a healthy partnership is built on mutual effort and care. A relationship should be a two-way street where both partners contribute equally emotionally, physically, and mentally. When one person is always on the receiving end while the other is constantly giving, it creates an imbalance that can lead to frustration and emotional exhaustion. A man who values you will not just take what you offer, but will also give back in meaningful ways. A one-sided relationship often leaves the giver feeling drained and unappreciated. You may find yourself constantly making sacrifices, putting in effort to make him happy, and being there for him whenever he needs support, yet when you need the same in return, he is nowhere to be found. A man who truly cares about you will recognize your efforts and reciprocate them. If he only takes without giving, it's a sign that he is more interested in benefiting from the relationship rather than building a real connection. One of the biggest red flags in a relationship is when a man only reaches out when he needs something. If he only contacts you when he wants attention, validation, financial support, or help with his problems but disappears when you need him, he is not truly invested. A man who values you will be there for you in both good times and bad, not just when it's convenient for him. A relationship should not feel like a one-sided transaction where you are constantly giving while he takes without a second thought. Another clear sign of an unbalanced relationship is when he expects you to make all the effort. If you are always the one initiating conversations, making plans, or solving problems, it means he is not putting in the necessary work to maintain the relationship. Love is not just about receiving affection and support, it's about giving it in return. A man who genuinely wants to be with you will make an effort to contribute to the relationship rather than relying on you to do all the work. In a healthy relationship, giving should feel natural, not forced. When someone truly cares, they don't have to be reminded to show effort. They do it willingly because they want their partner to feel loved and appreciated. However, When a man only takes and never gives, it often leaves the giver feeling neglected and unworthy of the same love they so freely give. Over time, this dynamic can damage self-esteem and create resentment, as one partner feels undervalued and emotionally drained. A relationship should bring a sense of fulfillment, not exhaustion. If you feel like you are constantly pouring love, energy, and time into someone who never gives back, it's important to ask yourself whether he truly values you. A man who is invested in the relationship will want to make you feel just as supported as you make him feel. He will understand that love is a shared effort and will not let you carry the emotional burden alone. At its core, a relationship is about partnership, and a true partnership cannot exist if one person is only focused on taking. A man who genuinely cares about you will want to contribute to your happiness, not just benefit from what you bring to the table. If he is unwilling to give back, it's a sign that he is not truly invested, and you deserve someone who will love and support you just as much as you do for them. Love should bring security, not anxiety, because a healthy relationship is meant to be a source of comfort and peace. When two people truly care for each other, their bond should create a sense of emotional stability, not constant worry. If you are always questioning where you stand with someone, feeling unsure about their intentions, or fearing that they may leave at any moment, that is not love, it is emotional distress. A loving relationship should make you feel safe, valued, and assured of your partner's commitment. One of the clearest signs of a secure relationship is consistency. A partner who loves and values you will not send mixed signals or leave you guessing about their feelings. They will communicate openly, make an effort to reassure you, and follow through on their words with actions. However, if a man makes you feel uncertain by being hot and cold, disappearing without explanation, or constantly making you question his commitment, he is not providing the emotional security that love should bring. Anxiety in relationships often comes from a lack of trust. If you feel like you cannot rely on your partner to be honest, faithful, or emotionally present, it can create a constant sense of unease. Love should not feel like a game where you have to compete for attention or prove your worth. A partner who truly loves you will not make you feel like you are walking on eggshells, afraid of saying or doing the wrong thing. Instead, they will build a foundation of trust where you feel safe being your true self. A loving relationship also brings emotional safety, meaning you can express your thoughts and feelings without fear of being judged, ignored, or invalidated. If you feel anxious about speaking up because your partner might react with anger, indifference, or manipulation, that is a major red flag. True love encourages open communication, where both partners feel heard and respected. A partner who values you will want to understand your emotions and work through challenges together, not make you feel like your concerns are a burden. Another way love should bring security is through reliability. A partner who truly cares will show up for you not just physically, but emotionally as well. You should not have to constantly wonder if they will be there when you need them, or if they will change their mind about their feelings. When someone is genuinely invested in the relationship, their presence and support will be steady, not something that fluctuates based on their mood or convenience. Love should also provide reassurance, not uncertainty. While it is natural to have occasional disagreements or tough moments, overall, your relationship should bring you a sense of peace. If you constantly feel like you have to fight for your partner's attention, worry about them losing interest, or question whether they truly care, the relationship may not be built on a solid foundation. A secure love is one where you feel confident in your partner's feelings for you, without needing constant validation or proof. At its core, Love should feel like a safe place, a connection where you can relax, be yourself, and know that you are cherished. If a relationship is causing more anxiety than happiness, it is important to recognize that something is not right. True love will never make you feel unsure of your worth. Instead, it will uplift you, provide stability, and make you feel deeply valued. If he makes you feel insecure or compares you to others, he doesn't value you, because love should uplift, not tear you down. A partner who truly cares about you will do everything in their power to make you feel loved, appreciated, and confident in yourself. However, when a man constantly makes you feel like you're not good enough or measures you against others, he is creating a toxic environment that damages your self-esteem. A loving relationship should provide reassurance and security, not make you question your worth. One of the most harmful things a man can do is compare you to other women, whether it's an ex, a celebrity, or even a friend. When he makes comments like, "She's more attractive, she's more successful," or "Why can't you be more like her?" he is showing a complete lack of respect for you. These comparisons are meant to make you feel inadequate and create self-doubt. A man who truly values you will appreciate you for who you are, rather than making you feel like you have to compete with others for his love and attention. Constantly feeling insecure in a relationship can take an emotional toll. If he makes negative remarks about your appearance, intelligence, or personality, it can slowly chip away at your self-worth. Instead of encouraging and supporting you, he chooses to highlight what he sees as your flaws. Over time, this kind of emotional manipulation can make you question your value, leading you to believe that you are not enough, when in reality the issue lies with him, not you. A man who truly loves and respects you will make you feel secure, not jealous or threatened. If he flirts with other women in front of you, constantly talks about his past relationships, or purposely tries to make you feel like you're in competition with others, he is playing mind games. This kind of behavior is meant to keep you feeling unstable, making you work harder for his approval. A man who genuinely values you will never make you feel like you have to fight for his attention or prove your worth. It's also important to recognize that a man who values you will support your confidence, not sabotage it. He won't make backhanded compliments, compare you to unrealistic standards, or make you feel like you need to change to be better for him. Instead, he will embrace and celebrate the things that make you unique. A healthy relationship should build you up and make you feel safe, not make you question whether you are enough. Feeling insecure in a relationship often means that your emotional needs are not being met. If your partner constantly puts you down, ignores your feelings, or makes you feel like you are not worthy of love and respect, he is showing you exactly how little he values you. No one should have to beg for validation or feel like they are in a constant state of self-doubt because of their partner's actions. Love should be a source of comfort and reassurance, not anxiety and self-doubt. At the end of the day, a man who truly values you will never make you feel like you are in competition with others. He will make you feel cherished, appreciated, and secure in his love. If someone is making you feel insecure or constantly comparing you to others, it is not a reflection of your worth, it is a reflection of his inability to love and respect you the way you deserved. Choose yourself and make room for the love you truly deserve, because settling for less will only hold you back from experiencing the deep, fulfilling love meant for you. Too often, people stay in relationships that make them feel unappreciated, undervalued, or even invisible, hoping things will change. But the truth is, real love does not require you to beg for attention, respect, or commitment. By choosing yourself, you create space for a love that honors your worth instead of diminishing it. Choosing yourself means recognizing that your happiness and well-being matter just as much as anyone else's. It is about setting boundaries and refusing to accept less than what you deserve. When you prioritize yourself, you stop allowing people to take advantage of your kindness and you refuse to settle for relationships that drain you. The right person will never require you to sacrifice your self-respect or compromise your needs just to keep them around. When you make room for the love you truly deserve, you stop wasting time on people who do not see your value. Holding on to the wrong relationship only delays the arrival of the right one. Letting go of someone who does not appreciate you might be painful at first, but in the long run it opens the door for something far better. You deserve a love that is built on mutual respect, trust, and genuine care, not one-sided effort and disappointment. Choosing yourself is not selfish, it is an act of self-love. Many people fear walking away from unfulfilling relationships because they are afraid of being alone. However, being alone is far better than being with someone who makes you feel lonely in their presence. When you embrace your own worth, you become stronger, more confident, and more prepared for the kind of love that truly aligns with you. Making room for real love also means healing from past wounds and breaking unhealthy patterns. If you have accepted less than you deserve in the past, it is important to reflect on why. Were you afraid of being alone? Did you believe love had to be earned? Did you think you were not worthy of something better? When you choose yourself, you begin to unlearn these harmful beliefs and replace them with the truth you are enough, just as you are, and you deserve love that reflects that. The love you truly deserve will not make you question your worth. It will not leave you feeling anxious, insecure, or emotionally drained. Instead, it will bring you peace, stability, and joy. But in order to receive that kind of love, you must be willing to walk away from anything that does not align with it. You cannot make space for something beautiful if you are still holding on to something that hurts you. At its core, choosing yourself means trusting that the right love will come at the right time. It means believing that you do not have to force or chase love, it will find you when you are ready to receive it. By letting go of relationships that do not serve you, you are making a powerful statement. You are worthy, you are enough, and you will not settle for anything less than the love you truly deserve.